Hey folks, welcome to 3:30, 6/11 Tuesday, 73 degrees, and it's raining out. I think you guys could probably, I don't know if you can make it out, maybe where the bush is dark. Anyway, it's raining. So, guess what? I got the engine loose. I took my bigger pry bar, I don't know, about 20 inches, and I leaned on it and I rocked it back and forth a few times and sprayed some WD-40 in there and rocked it back and forth a few more times and WD-40 and a few more times and WD-40, and next time I knew it was going round and round. So, engine goes round and round. You know what that means next. Redneck compression test. Seeing as the Kickstarter's on the far side, and I'm not very good at kickstarting these things, and especially this peg is off now, which makes it kind of hard to kickstart because I got nothing to stand on, I decided to do a redneck compression test on it. We got our Ryobi drill, lithium-ion battery, got it on high speed. Let me do this with my right hand, seeing as it's my dominant hand. Let's see if we can't show you guys this whole thing as it's happening. So I'm just bracing it up against my body, and it made it to just under 60 psi. It came down just a little bit when I stopped turning her. Let's give it just a touch more, though. I think it's already at its max. Here you guys could see it just about made it to 60. Probably if I squirted a little oil in there, I might get a little more out of it. So, I guess the valves aren't toast, complete toast. The head isn't complete toast. The engine's worn out. I think they just drove this puppy into the ground. So round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Two other things. This is not herbal escapes. It is a mixture of kerosene and transmission fluid, or not kerosene, diesel fuel and transmission fluid. They say the stuff is really good at loosening things up. So before I call it excuse me, a day, I am going to squirt some of this into this engine. I'm going to put it back down on its tires, and I'm going to squirt some in that engine over there, see if I can't break it loose. Even though this thing is going round and round, it doesn't mean the rings aren't a little tight, and maybe with some oil and some care I could get a little more out of it. These guys here at 100 psi they run pretty good. 90 psi they're okay. You start getting below 75, 80, they're not worth much. Below 60, I'm not sure it'll run. It might. How well will it run? I don't know. When it did go round the first time, it spit a whole bunch of shit out the exhaust there onto the floor. I mean, it like took a little dump out the exhaust pipe. You know, the exhaust is loose here. So yeah, it squirted a bunch of crap out the exhaust when it fired up. And one other thing, I was moving some stuff around in the car. Remember I mentioned I bought this for $1? Well, I plugged it in, and the guy told me it didn't work. So I figured, let me take a chance. A lot of the stuff I get from this guy, when he says it works, it works. Sometimes when he says it doesn't work, it still works anyway. So, and if you press down on it, let me do it on the side here. You see the little hole. I I tried driving a screw with it. It seems to drive the screw no problem. So for $1, I like $1 specials. I got a Makita drywall screw gun. So that was worth $1, eh? Alright folks, 5 minutes has gone by. Let's call this a video. Live, love, and have a great time. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. In the meantime, you got to put your time in on these bikes. What's going to become of it? I still haven't defined it. You know, but part of the gig is when you just tear them apart, like I did with that guy over there. It's very hard to turn the engine over once they're in little pieces, right? I mean, I could put a wrench in it and I lean on the wrench, but the motor flips around on the floor. So it's easier to do whatever you're going to do while they're whole. That way you know the entire story before you completely tear them apart. I kind of tore that one apart because, you know, it was in the way. Didn't quite fit in the lineup, and I was a little annoyed at myself. It wasn't worth the $100 I spent on it. Alright folks, live, love, and have a great time. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. In the meantime, remember, tires down, handlebars up, and don't forget to put oil in your engines. That's probably what caused all this, was running it without oil. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, and thanks for subscribing.